Mack Brown might have been the best head coach hire of 2019, and it has nothing to do with his coaching ability or recruiting skills. When he came to UNC, he excelled at the hardest part of being a football coach. He found good coaches to come along with him. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive coordinator Phil Longo considers his offense to be an air raid offense, but when you look at his team's stats, they're remarkably balanced between run and pass. To him, the air raid isn't about how often you throw the ball, but it's an obsessive desire to find space for your receivers and running backs. Let's take a look at what that looks like in practice. A central tenet of Longo's offense is the idea that you take what the defense is willing to give you. The RPO is a perfect example of this. The quarterback reads this apex defender. Since he cheats up to help in run fits, it opens up space for the post behind him. He also uses package plays like this one. There are actually 3 plays going on here simultaneously. There's this bubble screen to the field, inside zone to the back, and a hitch to the boundary. Since this boundary corner is playing off, the quarterback takes the easy yards. Longo gets pretty extreme with his approach. Receivers are given license to modify their route to try to find space. It's even rumored there's a route in their playbook simply called the get open route. This might be an example of one. Talented receiver Daz Newsome stems outside just to cut inside and then backpedal in space like a kid playing backyard football. This efficiency in the passing game clears out the box for runs. Most of Longo's formations feature these wings. If he sees the defense has a 6-man box, he loves going to these counter plays. He's guaranteed a hat on a hat, and the pulling blockers further stress the defensive responsibilities. Michael Carter here shows exactly why he's dangerous to have in space. Another way he can get his talented backs the ball is in these bubble screens out of the backfield. Here's Javonte Williams that gets the ball on this screen. This mesh play with a running back wheel tagged is technically a different play, but it accomplishes basically the same thing. It gets his backs in space. He also loves the deep shot. If he knows he's going to get a man matchup, he will challenge the defense to race the end zone, and his quarterback Sam Howell has a strong enough arm to make this effective. Howell is young, but he is a special talent. He's pretty good with his legs, but he also does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. But sometimes he can get goaded into trying to make the big play every time. This can lead to sacks and sometimes dumb decisions with the ball. Honestly, their offense is one of the best in the country right now, but if someone wanted to beat them, there are a couple things you can try. The first is simple. Dare them to run with a 6-man box and win the matchups across the line. The second takes a bit more effort. You can try to force UNC to do something and then take it away. Notice there's a 6-man box here, so Syracuse knows that UNC will likely run the ball. However, this nickel defender blitzes off the edge, in essence giving them a 1-man advantage. But if you do this, beware, they can just go back to the RPO game and take advantage of your blitzing defenders. Mack Brown brought in some coaching talent on the defensive side of the ball as well. Co-defensive coordinator Jay Bateman lives out of what are commonly called fire zones. That's simply a term for a blitz with zone played behind it, but calling this defense blitz heavy is a misnomer. More often than not, he's only bringing 4 people, which gives him more bodies for zone coverage. This defensive style has worked pretty well for him. By playing a lot of zone, it allows him to really vary who's coming on any given play. This creates confusion along the offensive line and makes pass protection difficult. However, if the offense is able to pick up their exotic pressure packages, I have serious doubts about their secondary. Their coverage is often soft on the back end. And even in their latest game, Virginia Tech was able to leverage their secondary in the run game. They like to line up with what's called a nub tight end, meaning there's no receiver to his side. That means that when the Hokies ran to this side of the field, it forced either the boundary corner or safety to make the tackle in space. Another common problem with fire zones is that you sometimes have to sacrifice gap integrity when players start coming from different places in the field. Syracuse's Tommy DeVito saw some minor success leaking from the backfield. If FSU wants to compete in this game, then quarterback Jordan Travis needs to find these holes pretty frequently. At the end of the day, UNC has a top-tier offense, but it's hard to really know where their defense is at. They definitely have the upper hand in this matchup against Florida State, and if the Noles want a fighting chance in this one, they're going to have to take advantage of the defense's weakness and turn this game into a barn burner. Thanks for joining me. This one was especially fun because my wife is a UNC fan, So make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, share it with others, and check us out on Tomahawk Nation for other great content.